All right, I'm going to be working with Atlas, desensitizing to the trailer. This will be his third time working with the trailer. So this time I've moved into the arena. I have a little space where I park my trailer, and then we can work at liberty and really build their confidence and not tear up my grass too. So I'm doing the same thing I did before. So I think there was a video, I'm not sure if I added it in another one, but I had repeated this process with Atlas with the gate closed. So he's touching the trailer or approaching the trailer, I'm clicking and feeding, and I did do that with the gate closed first. And then now I've opened the gate, so that's the only thing I've changed since then. So at first I'm just clicking for him going toward the trailer, and then once he's close enough, just reaching his nose toward it and then actually touching it on his own. And I'm not putting it on a cue. He does know how to target stuff on cue. But I'm not going to go ahead and make him touch it immediately. I'm going to ask just that he moves toward it, and I won't ask him to target at that point. And then once he's close enough and he's confident enough, then I'll use the voice cue. But so he's pretty apprehensive about the trailer in general, much more than my other Mustang caster. Caster is a lot more curious and interested in things, and Atlas is definitely not. So I just had him do that little session, and I like to break it up, the training lesson, into different pieces. So I started by just having him target the trailer with the door closed. He was great with that. And then we just walked, and my camera is on like a little barrel. I just had him follow me around the barrel and come back. It's just so he has like a quick break, just a mental break. I'm not trying to like force him to be near the trailer. So I've opened up the door and secured it so it's not blowing around and scaring him. And then I'm just doing the same thing. So you can see I'm further back now, and just asking him to target my handheld target, which is a crop, and just kind of be near the trailer. So like here you can tell he's a bit more worried this time. I like to give him little breaks in between so he's, keeping his confidence. And I don't want him to just start getting over threshold and leave on his own. So I try to get him away from the trailer before that time. So ask him to follow. That was great. So I'll click and feed him. That looks really nice. And he's staying pretty calm here. His neck could be a bit lower, but really not too bad. So he's staying pretty relaxed here. And I just want the trailer to be a much more positive thing than it's been in the past. So again, I asked him to target here, and he's staying pretty relaxed. I'm going to ask him to leave here. And it's really important how you watch him leave, and I'll point that out over the next couple clips too. How he leaves and how he approaches is how I'm going to kind of adjust the situation. So he left pretty calmly, and then when he came back to approach this time, his head was kind of up. He was a little apprehensive, so I stopped early on and just go ahead and click him and feed him for touching the target close to the trailer. So this looks nice. Let him investigate. Let him touch my target. Very good. And I'm just taking nice, easy, slow steps. Nothing too crazy. And there he's going forward on his own. I'll let him investigate. I'll let him look at it because it's kind of dark and scary. I mean, it looks like a cave. Even though it's a stock trailer, it's pretty dark in there, and it's a dark, cloudy day, so that doesn't help either. But he's doing quite well with it. He's got a relaxed body posture. He's got his hind leg cocked. He's getting his flies, and he's moving around. He's not stiff and really tense in his body. He's moving forward on his own. His neck's pretty low and level, so that looks really good. He's being curious here, so that looks nice. So I click him for touching the trailer on his own. He just kind of offered that. So then I'll be like, that was great, let's go. And you can see how he leaves. He's got a bit of a worried look on his face, but not too bad. So it's important to watch how they leave, because he can be a little bit worried once he leaves and he thinks that scary thing is behind him. So I'll point that out again in a little bit. But there he went ahead and touched the bottom of the trailer all on his own, and he moved up there and touched it all on his own, so that was great. So once he touched it, I clicked him for that. Looks pretty good. And now he's just kind of offering that. I'm not putting him on a cue or anything, because he's not quite there with that. So I had a few good touches there, and I'm like, okay, let's leave now. And this is nice because he's like, oh no, I'd like to stay here. This is a good place. So, and then that was a better turn. He didn't look nearly as worried in his face. And he came back nicely. He came back and his neck was low. He went right to targeting the trailer floor. So that looked really good. So every time he's touching the trailer, I'm just clicking and then feeding him. And then he's offering that touch on his own, and I'll click and feed. There he goes again. Very good. And then you can tell, like, when he reaches down, he's not pulling his head up really fast. I would look for that while training. You don't want that quick head up, then you can tell he's a bit tense. So that was good. So I'm just gonna put some treats on the trailer so that he's associated kind of the feeling of it with some food. I did that earlier in the, I think it was the previous video or the one before that, where I just had him come up to the trailer and eat off of like the wheel hub or wherever the, like on top of the wheels on the side, I'm not sure what it's called. I just had him eat food off of there, kind of build some confidence and like kind of get introduced to the sound of the trailer. So it does a few things and I really like doing that. So and I'll gradually move the treats toward the inside of the trailer, but I just want him eating off of it, just off the edge for right now. I'm just trying to make the trailer as positive as possible. The only other experience he's had with the trailer is coming here, and oh well, not the only one. He is from Nevada, so he was hauled out here to South Carolina is where I picked him up. So, and then from there I took him here to North Carolina. So that was a nice turnaround too. He was really relaxed and like focused on the target. So his trailering experiences have all been like run down a chute and like chased into a trailer. So all of them have been bad. I don't know how many there are. There's probably at least 2, maybe more, from his holding facility out here. So he doesn't have a great association with it, but also the trailer is different. So I've moved to being up inside the trailer. So my goal for him and for the beginning of training the Mustangs is to be inside, and I've shut the other dividers just so he can get in and I can kind of have like some maneuverability without him getting scared and like turning around and running me over. So I'm just getting him used to seeing me above him. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just giving him treats on the floor of the trailer just like I was, but I've just changed the one thing is my position. So what I was saying about with the trailers, so you can see here he's a little bit worried. He might want to leave and he's thinking about it. So I'm just gonna wait and see what choice he makes and see if he'll come back and eat a treat here. But so I was telling about how he doesn't have a great association with trailers, but the good thing about that is that he has been run into like large semi trailers. So I'm hoping that there's not a horrible association there with this type of trailer, because he's only been run into this once when I picked him up. So I think that is to our advantage, but again, I'm still gonna make it super positive. So that is good that the trailers are different, but I want to make it as positive as possible. So now I'm just gonna offer him the target from inside the trailer, and do a little bit different things here. And depending on your horse and how bad of a trailering problem they have, you might not do all of these things in one session. You might do them in multiple little broken down sessions. Like when I started, like he just targeted the back of the trailer with the gate closed, and then it might be another session you target it with my gate open. Like if you have a similar setup to what I have, or you might have him target the back of the trailer with the back door of the trailer closed for a while, and then it might be another day when you open it, and then it might be another day when he eats off the floor of the trailer, and it might be another day if I'm inside. So we really have to break it down depending on your horse. So overall, Atlas has very little trailering experience and association, so that is good. That's going to set you up. If your horse has a lot of negative experience with the trailer, you're going to have to break it down much more. So that looks pretty good for his 3rd or 4th lesson, something like that. This is gonna be the 3rd video. I think I had another one in there somewhere where it was just kind of the same thing, so I didn't make a video of it, but lots of good experiences, making it super positive, and just making it really good for him to want to be here.